Today we'll do inshallah 2 ayats of Surah AlFurqan, ayat number 17 and 18. So we'll do a simple translation first and then we'll go into the details of that. The ayat number 70 starts with Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim wa yawma yahshuruhum. So in this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the speaker and he is describing a situation on the day of judgment, that what will happen between different groups of people on the day of judgment. Allah says, wa yawma, and the day, and this day is the day of judgment, yahshuruhum, he will gather them. Them means the people. And wama ya'buduna, and whatever they used to worship. So it seems like two groups of people will be gathered on this particular place. One are those who used to worship, and the other group are those who they used to worship too. Wama ya'buduna, and whatever they used to worship, min dunillahi, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fayaqulu, then he will say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, he will address the, so from the explanation, it seems that one group of the people who is standing there are those who used to go to the false idols and false gods, or those walis who were the righteous people and who had died and people started worshipping them. So the other group will be standing also. So first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will address the righteous people's group, those people who lived their lives with obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they died, so people started regarding them with respect, and then slowly they started worshipping them and asking them for help. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will address the righteous people. Antum adlaltum, is it that you who misled ibadi, my servants, and now these are the servants who were worshipping them. Haulai, these people, and these people is pointing to where they are standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is questioning, hum dallu sabil, did they go to the wrong path? Did they go astray on their own? They lost their path on their own, or you are the ones who misled them? So these people who were the righteous people in the worldly life, they will respond to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the next ayat. Qalu, they will say, Subhanaka, be you glorified, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ma kana yambaghi lana, it was not for us. It was not possible for us, or we did not do it. Annattakhiza, that we should have taken min dunika, besides you, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, min awliya, any awliya or any guardians or any protecting friends, or as false deities or false gods. Then they will further say, walakim matta'atahum, O Allah, you gave them worldly things, pleasure of the worldly life, good things to live in the worldly life, wa aba'ahum, and to their forefathers, hatta, until, so they started enjoying the good life and goodly things in their lifetime, hatta nasu zikra, until there came a time that they forgot the reminder. Reminder was the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they forgot. Wakanu qawman bura, and they became those kind of people who were lost in this worldly life. So this will be the reply and excuse of the righteous people on the day of judgment, when they will be questioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that did you mislead my other slaves, my other people in the worldly life. And this will continue, but this is a very strong argument between two parties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by His ilm and knowledge, is telling us in this worldly life, and the conclusion is that the people who are reading the Quran and understanding the Quran, they should make sure that they don't do what is being told here in this worldly life. Okay. So now inshallah we'll go and do a detailed understanding, but before that, as usual, I want to repeat couple simple rules which are being repeated here, and I have mentioned a few times before, but I want to repeat couple more of those so it will be easy to understand. The way the Arabic Fusha designs itself by combining the words is one of the rule is that if I have a, and I'm just first going to write in English, if I have a verb which is called fail in Arabic, and I have an ism which is a noun, okay, and these are two separate things. And for example, I use the word khalaqa. Khalaqa is a verb and it means he created. So it has a doer in it, which is called the file, he, this is called file, and a fail, which is a verb, and in this case the example is created, it's a past tense. Okay. A verb has to have a past tense or future tense or present tense. So this is a very simple statement, we practice this all the time. Khalaqa, he created. Now another word that I'm going to write down here, because the rule is applying here, so I just want to go. If I write down the word insanun, full word is insanun and it means a man. And this is a noun. If I combine these two and make a relationship between these two, it will be he created a man. Okay. So in English we just combine. In Arabic, a little bit more detail goes in there. So what happens is that he is a doer, file, and it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this example. He is creating something. But what is he creating? He creating a man. So man is the one where work is being done on. So when work is done, it's called maf'ul. So we have a file which is a doer. We have a maf'ul where work is being done on, but one more thing happens. In order to represent a maf'ul, which in English called object, we take the last letter here, and that has two dhammas or two pesh, and we change them to two fathas. It's a very standard rule I have repeated many times. So now when you read, it will be khalaqa insanan, not insanun anymore. Why? Because in Arabic, the information goes in the word itself. Information is that this word is a maf'ul, this is an object, this word cannot do anything on its own, somebody is working on this one. A lot of information is hidden here just by changing these two, the fathas, and originally they were two dhammas. So that's one rule it's going to repeat here, and very important, so I want to explain this one. The second rule is that when you combine two words and one of them can be a noun, and again I'm going to just use the example fa'ala. Fa'ala means he did, third person past tense. Now if I have, this is the fa'ala, if I put another word here, for example, I put a word yawmun. Yawmun means a day. And I want to combine these two words and bring some information. So what I want to say that he, whoever that person was, did something on a day. There was a day when he did something. This rule is also called the rule of idafa, adding two words. And once you combine these two, in Arabic, we remove one dhamma or one pace. So this will become yawmu. Okay. This is very important rule also. When you are combining a noun and a verb, then this first word loses one pesh or one dhamma. So it will be yawmu fa'ala. Just example. Now I want to go back to the beginning of this ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَيَوْمَ يَحْشُرُهُمْ. We'll break down those three words first. The meaning is that a day, waw means and. Okay, so the sentence is starting with the letter waw. And after that is the word yauma. But I want to first take the third word here. Ha, shin, ra. These three root letters means together or to collect. You have something and you are collecting and putting them together. That is the hashara. Okay. If I put a ya in the beginning and pronounce as yaha shoro, this becomes the grammar of present tense and future tense. The meaning will be he will gather. Yahshuru, he, and we don't know he, but we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the he. Yah, this ya is bringing the he meaning and future tense and present tense. So we'll take future tense here. He will gather. So that is first simple meaning of the word, which is the second word, yahshuru. He will gather. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more word with this thing. Okay? And that word is yawmun. Full word is yawmun, always two pesh at the end, and it means day. Okay, so now I'm combining two words. A day when he will gather. Okay, he will collect. Okay, so when I combine, as I mentioned, two dhammas, two pesh, one will go away. So combination will be yawmu yahshuru. A day he will gather. Okay. Now in this particular ayat, there is a rule, just like in English language, if you want to explain something, we add some word in the parentheses, which means in the parentheses or in the brackets is not actually the part of the statement, but to explain in details, the writer is including or reader is including another word in the parentheses which was not the part of the speech, for example. The same thing is done in this case here. So in this, scholars say that in this, we are going to take the help of a word, uzkur. Uzkur is from the word zakara. Zakara is a zikr or to remind. Zakara also means to remind. Zikr is a mention or reminder or something. So the word uzkur means mention. It's a command. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is instructing Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this ayat, O the messenger, mention to the people, tell the people, tell them about a day when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather all the people. Okay, so this parenthesis is called mahazuf. It's hazaf, which means it's not part of the ayat, but scholars add these words for understanding, not adding in the Quran, not writing in the Quran, but in the explanation, they add these words for the purpose of explaining. So the meaning will be, mention, O Prophet, because Quran is being revealed to the Prophet ﷺ, Yawma, there will be a day Yahshuru, he will gather, Allah will gather. Now again, as I mentioned in the beginning, that if there was a fail and there was a noun, then like khalaqa insan nun, so two dhammas change to two fathas. If there's a one dhamma, it will change to one fatah or one pesh. So the word will be yawma yahshuru, that's the word in the Quran. Yawma yahshuru, a day he will gather. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using another word, hum. After that, hum means they. And they are the people who are being raised from their graves on the day of judgment, and they will be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these will be all the mankind, all the people will be standing. So then the meaning is that, oh Prophet, mention to these people who are living presently and reading the Quran, a day will come when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather all the people together. And they will be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then one more word after that, wama ya'buduna. Let's understand that word. The wa means and ma means whatever or that which. So that which is ma or whatever. Okay. And wa means and. Okay, now the word is abada. Abada means to, abada has generally two meanings. Abada means to worship or to be a slave of someone, okay, or to be a servant, and both meanings are coming here, ibadi, but first the word is ya'buduna. When you put word ya in the beginning, it is a present tense. He worships. Ya'budu means he worships. When you put a vow, it becomes a plural with a noon. Meaning is they worship. They are worshipping or they worship. So Allah will gather those people and He will also gather those they were worshipping in the worldly life. Okay? For example, if there was a prophet and people started worshipping him, so Allah will gather both of them, that prophet or the people who are worshipping him. Or if some people of the old times took their religious people and made the idols of them and put them in their worshipping places, in their temples, and he started worshipping them. Okay? Allah will gather both of them, wama ya'buduna, and whatever they were worshipping, on whosoever they were worshipping, min dunillah. So here is very important. First of all, dal, waw, noon is the word. Dunun means other, or another meaning is less. Okay. Then you have the word Allah. Okay, Allahu is the word. So you combine them first together by putting an off in between. So other of Allah, and when you combine in Arabic, first word loses one pesh or one dhamma, so it becomes duno. Second one loses dhamma and becomes kasra. So it becomes dunullah. Then we put min before that, which is a harf-e-jar, okay, which means from. And harf-e-jar changes duno to duni. So Quranic word is min dunillah. The meaning is that other than Allah. Okay. Combine these two and don't use the word from. In proper English is other than. Instead of from, use the word then. So the min dunillah means, and these three words come in the Quran a lot. Min dunillahi, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And another explanation is less than Allah. which means all the other deities, they are less than Allah, they are worshipping them. وَمَا يَعْبُدُونَ, whatever they are worshipping, min dunillahi, besides Allah, or other than Allah, or less than Allah, those deities. So now there are two groups of people standing there. One, those who are worshipping, and those who were being worshipped. Those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say now, will address both of them. The word is qawla, qaf, waw, lam, means to say. Again, we have keep putting ya in the beginning. It brings the grammar of third person and then past and future tense. So yaqulu means he will say, and he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after gathering people, is saying something. Yaqulu. He yaf'alu, he will do. Yaqulu, he will say. Fa means then. And then comes usually after an activity is done. T-H-E and then. Okay. Which means gathering has been done. People have been raised from their graves. They are standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing them by the word yaqulu. He will say, Allah will speak. What does he speak here? He is quoting what Allah will say himself for us in the Quran. The word is A'antum adlaltum ibadi. So let's understand that. This word, if I put a vertical line and is Hamza with the Fatha, this line and this letter by itself brings the question mark in the statement. Okay. Then the other word is Antum. Antum is a pronoun. Antum means you. And it's for plural. So if there are many people standing in front of you, you will say Antum, you. When we combine these two, we have A and we have an Antum. In the scripting, these two together are written this way. A, Antum. We do not write this vertical line, we write it this way in the script. Meaning is that, is it you? A question is being asked. Antum means you or you are, but by putting the question mark, which is this thing in the front, the meaning is that Antum, is it that you, what did you do? Adlaltum. So let's understand that word here. It's coming here twice in two different meanings. The word is Dawad, Lam and Lam, Dolala. Three letters, so they belong to the group of the words Fa'ala. Fa'ala has three letters. And the meaning of this, to go astray. The word we recite in the Surah Fatiha, Dallin, is from these three letters. Means someone who has gone astray, someone who has lost its way is Dalala. Okay? And I'll explain one more. I'm going to make another word by adding an alif in the beginning. It is af'ala, so is adulala. 4 letters now. What's the meaning? And I explain in Urdu also. So this is a Farsi word, gumrah. Gumrah means to lose your way or you lose your path. Okay, and I'm writing gumrah here also. Okay. Now, if I write here word hona, and here I write down karna, okay, very nicely Urdu or Hindi defines these things. Gumrah hona means someone has gone astray, has lost its path, is gone. Gumrah karna is one person is misleading the other person. So it's two parties are involved here. One is misleading, the other is being misled. So just in Arabic, just by adding an alif, it brings the meaning of this kind. Okay, so important thing is that dalala, where is a person going astray by himself? He has chosen to go on the wrong path. In the word adulala, someone is doing that to him. He is misleading, he is misguiding the person. So here the responsibility is two different ways. Okay? So keep this in mind that both the words are coming in the Quran here. So dolala, someone has gone astray on his own. Adolala, someone has sent someone astray or in the wrong direction or the wrong path. Now, again, the rule is very simple. If I have these three letters, fa, ayn, and lam, fa'ala. Fa'ala means to do. If I put two letters after that and pronounce fa'al, tum, ta and mim. Tum, by adding these two letters tum, it makes the meaning you, plural, did, past tense. Okay. So the root letter, the word is fa'ala, means to do. Just adding tum makes the grammar you, many people, did, past tense. So we are going to use this template on this letter, these words. So I'm going to take this ad, two lams combined together, adlal, add a tum at the end. Adlal tum, just like fa'altum. So by adding the tum brings the meaning you, all of you misled. All of you gumrah kar diya, past tense. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will address the righteous people who are standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, Antum, is it you, adlaltum, that you misled, which means you worked on the people and you took them to the wrong direction. And these are the righteous people. They did not do it, but because people were later on, people were obeying them, following them, worshipping them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is first questioning the people who are the righteous people, that is it you who misled ibadi? So let's understand those words. Abada, as I said, means to worship. And abdun is a worshipper. One worshipper is abdun, or one slave. Its plural is ibadun. Ibadun means slaves, okay, or worshippers. Okay. Then you combine with the letter ya. Ya means me or I. And here me is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So when you combine these two together, it will be ibadi. It will be pronounced as ibadi, because when you combine, one dhamma goes, and because of this ya, which is the sound of e, we pronounce this also ye. So it is ibadi. Ibadi means my servants. Allah is saying to the righteous people on the day of judgment that, did you mislead my servants? My servants means my creation. The people that I created, all of them are my ibadi. All of them are my servants. All of them are supposed to be worshipping me. Did you mislead them? Then another word I want to spend a few minutes on that. The word is haulai. First of all, I want to break it down. The word ha with a little alif there. Okay. Then there is a hamza with a pesh or dhamma. Then this third letter is la and e. Okay. First of all, so actually these are three different parts here. First of all, in the tajweed, in the recitation, whenever you have a hamza, if there is alif before that, you pronounce with a long mad. So this alif because of the Hamza has to be pronounced with a mad. Similarly, this Hamza, there is an alif before that, this should be pronounced with a long mad. Now, this letter Ha is called Ha of Tambi. Tambi means warning. This is being used to address a warning. Number one. Number two, this is O, this is La-I. The meaning of these three together means these people. So if you have, if there are some people standing in front of me and I point to them, this is called ishara, which means I'm doing the ishara. I'm pointing to these people and saying, these people, okay? And the way I'm speaking is there is because this ha is a tambi. Tambi is called insisting, warning, speaking in a way that these people have done something, and then you are pointing to these people, in a way. That is the meaning of ha'ulai. Ha'ulai, you are pointing to a group of people, is a ishara. Ishara is pointing to them. And you are saying something that has some wazan, weight in it. Now, one other thing I want to point out is that this is the actual word. When there is a hamza, we put a waw underneath there as a chair. Do not pronounce this waw. We all pronounce this word wrong. We pronounce haula, haulai. Do not pronounce waw. Slide, first stretch on ha, then quickly say o. Then stretch on la-i. Okay? If you stretch in the middle, that means you are reading the waw. Waw is just sitting there. It's not doing anything. It is not supposed to be pronounced. Anyway, the reason I spent is that most of us do not pronounce this word right and do not understand what it means. So when you say ha-ulai, that means these people. So Allah is saying, A'adalaltum, did you misguide ibadi, my servants? And these servants are standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is pointing to these people and saying to the other group of the people, did you mislead these people? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is further saying there. He is saying the word means or. Means or. Okay. Whom means they. Okay. Now, the word as I explained in the beginning, Duad Lam Lam. This time, these three letters are being used, okay? And this means to go astray on their own, okay? So when you put a waw, it becomes a plural. Dallu, they went astray on their own. They went astray, or wo gumrah khud hue. They went astray. So Allah is saying to these people, did you mislead them, or they went astray on their own? So that is what a question is being put forth in front of these people. And dallu, they went astray, they got lost from the sabil. Sabil means a straight path. As-sabil means a straight path. So did these people go wrong on their own from the straight path, or you were the ones who were misleading them? Okay. So remember that in every society and every culture, this thing happens. Okay. Even among Muslims, they go after some people who don't live in this world anymore. They were righteous people, they were pious people, and they take them as their awliya or their wali, and they ask them to do worldly things. Okay. In previous religions, previous societies, people did the same thing. Their righteous people, when they died, They made the statues of them, they made the idols of them, and then they started worshipping them. Okay, it's happening all over again. Anyway, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is questioning these righteous people. Did you mislead them, or they themselves went in the wrong direction? Now, in the next ayat, these righteous people are replying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Qalu. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that Qaf, Waw, Lam, it means to say. Okay. And Qala means he said. And when you put a Waw, it becomes the plural. So Qalu means they said. But as I mentioned that in the hereafter, the grammar of past tense is used for the future tense. So Qalu literally means they said, but if we are standing in front of Allah in the hereafter and we are saying Qalu, it means we will say. So here Qalu means they will say, they will reply. These righteous people reply. How would they reply? First, they will glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will do the hamd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying Subhanaka. So, Seen, Ba, and Ha are the root letters. And this word we use all the time, Tasbih or Subhanallah and all these. So, Sabaha means to glorify, to do the Tasbih. The word is just Subhanun, just like Rahman or Subhan. So Subhanun is the full word, and this means glory, tasbih. Okay, Subhanun. Combine this with the letter Ka. Ka means you, and you is being used for Allah. So they are addressing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these people, and combining these two. Okay, when you combine these two, one dhamma goes and it will become Subhanoka. Subhanoka. But remember that it is coming as a maful of Qalu. Qalu is a verb and this is a noun. So when it comes an object of marfu of the noun, as I mentioned in the beginning, this dhamma changes to a fataha. So it becomes Subhanaka. That's the word in the Quran. Qalu Subhanaka. They will say, O Allah, you are glorified. Hamd is your, glory is your, tarif is your, tasbih is your. Then they will say, Ma kana yambaghi lana. Okay. Ma here means not. Okay. Kana means was, it was. Okay, it was a simple word. Kaf, Wa, Noon are the root letters. This means to be. When we put three fathas, it becomes it was past tense, but Wa changes into alif. So Kana means it was. Ma Kana, it was not. So this is the answer coming from the righteous people. Yambaghi lana. Okay. Ba, Ghain, and Ya are the root letters. And this has many meanings. That means Baghi or Bagawat or to rebel. But that's not the meaning here. When we add an before that, it becomes Infala Imbaga. Imbaga means not possible, not for. And we'll see not right. Okay. So Yambaghi, when we put a Ya in the beginning, it becomes it was. Ma kana yambaghi, it was not right. They are saying, Allah, it was not possible, it was not right, it was not for us. Lana means for us, Lam means for, Noon means us. It was not possible for us, it was not right for us, that we would say something like that. We will not mislead these people. We were not even there when they were born because we had long before them lived and gone from the world. So how can we mislead these people? It's a very good answer they are giving. because we lived in the world, we died, we were gone. Then later on, these people took us as their wali and gods and all those things. So we are not responsible for that. So they are saying, Ma kana yambaghi lana. It was not even possible for us that we could have misled these people or mislead them. Then the word is annattakhiza. So an means that, and next word is coming from these root letters, akhaza. Akhaza, we use this a lot, natija akhz karna, which means to draw some conclusion. Akhaza. Okay. Then we are going to make a 5-letter, these are 3 letters, fa'ala. We are going to add 2 letters in there, alif and a ta. And fa and lam are there. So it is ifta'ala. If I do the same thing, alif is there, and if I add another alif and itta, ta, kha and za. So kha, za, and this it is there. In this particular letter, in this particular combination, ta and alif are similar sound. So this is converted into a ta in this speech. So it becomes ittakhaza. 2 tas. Ittakhaza means to take something, to adopt something. Okay. When you put a noon in the beginning, it becomes we did. Naf'ala, we did. So nattakhizu means we took. Annattakhiza, that we should have taken min dunika, other than you. So what they are saying that ma kana yambaghi lana, it was not possible for us, and that nattakhiza, we should take, or we should have taken min dunika, other than you. Duna again, min duni is the min dunillah. Instead of Allah, it is ka. Ka means you. So min dunika means other than you. Then the word after is that, which is actually the gist of that. Wali, the word we know, protector, guardian, or anything else. Waliyun is the full words. Its plural is awliya. Awliya'u. Okay. Now the word before is min. One of the meaning of min is any. One meaning is from, and there is another meaning is any. This is the best meaning here. So min awliya, any wali, any guardian, anything that. So this is exactly the word we use, Muslims use nowadays when they go and ask others who are gone long ago. They call them wali, awliya, and they go and ask them for worldly things. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using that word, and previous nations have done the same thing. They are pious people, they are righteous people. They have taken them as their wali or awliya, and they started asking them for worldly help. So this is what saying, that it was not possible for us that we would take any wali or any guardian or any helper min dunika, other than you, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one. The other thing what they are saying, walakin. Okay. The word walakin is same as lekin in English, in Urdu. Walakin. Walakin means but. And this is exactly the meaning of lekin in Urdu, walakin in Arabic. Lekin, but you did something, O Allah, that made them go astray. The word is mim, ta, and ain, mata'a. Okay. The meaning of these 3 letters is to have good things or worldly things. We use the word malu mata. Mata is whatever the belongings in the world we have is called mata dunya. Okay, so root letters are to have good things in worldly life. Okay, it's called mata, mim, ta, and ain. These are three letters, so they belong to the group of the words fa'ala. We are going to make a bigger word by adding a shadda on the middle letter. So it becomes fa'ala. And this word becomes matta'a. Shadda on the middle letters. Okay, what's the meaning of matta'a? Here, the three letters means to have good things. Okay, the meaning of this word is to give good things. Okay, you have good things, but if someone is giving you good things, then that is the meaning of this word here. Matta'a. Mata'a, you have good things. Matta'a is someone is giving you good things. Okay, so this is the word we are going to use here. So now again going back to the rule that we had when we had fa'al and we had a tum in the end, it means you did. Fa'al tum, tum brings the meaning of you, plural, and with the past tense. So I'm going to apply tum here on this word. Okay, so that is the so actually instead of tum, matta, let me write down first, mat, shadda and ayn. These are the root letters. Matta. Then this ta is for a singular, tum is for plural. So if I use just one ta, it is one person, you, singular. If I use tum, it is you, plural. Now here is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one being. So we have to use this one. Okay. So this will be matta'ata. You gave them. Whom is after that? Whom means them. So now the combination is matta, whom. So if you write down all this together, it will look like that. Matta tahum. You gave them worldly things. So these people are saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, walakin, but you are the one who gave them all the worldly things, all the good things, all the things that they enjoyed in their worldly life. Whom are those people? Okay. And not only them, but wa'aba'ahum, their forefathers, their fathers, their previous generation. So you showered your good things in the worldly life upon them and upon their fathers or their forefathers. So they enjoyed the worldly life. Okay, malo mata, dunya. What happened? Hatta. Hatta is generally used until. It's Urdu word also. Until what happened? Noon, Seen, Ya. These letters means to forget. And we know the word nisyan is the sickness where people forget. Okay, it's from the same root letters. Alzheimer or dementia, nisyan is from. By the way, the word insan is from the same root letters because insan forgets a lot of things. Okay. So root letters are noon, seen, and ya, to means to forget. When we put a vaw, it becomes the plural. They forgot. Fa'ala, so let's use the grammar of fa'ala, he did. When you put a vaw, it becomes plural. Fa'alu, they did. So vaw, if we add, now these are three letters, noon, seen, ya, and vaw. This is a weak letter, so we don't pronounce that. So we pronounce on noon, Seen and Waw. Okay, and there is an alif here, which is not recited. So nasu. Nasu means they forgot. Hatta nasu, until they forgot. You, O Allah, gave them worldly things, they enjoyed in the worldly things, and they kept enjoying until hatta nasu, they forgot. What did they forget? A-dhikr. A-zikr is your reminder. Zikr is commonly known as reminder. So they forgot the reminder. Your reminder, your book, your messages, your messengers, they all forgot about them because they were so busy in enjoying the worldly life. So they are telling these to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, we did not mislead them, but what is that? Misled them because you showered your mercy upon them in the worldly life with the worldly things, and they forgot everything after that. وَكَانُوا قَوْمًا بُورًا. Kana became, Kanu means they became, okay. Kanu, they became, these people became after they forgot, or they were, both meanings are okay. Qawmun, the word is qawmun. Qawmun means a people, but kanu is a verb, and this is coming as a maf'ul or object. And in the beginning I mentioned that if you have a verb and if you have a noun and they are acting together, then these two last letter changes to two fathas, to dhammas, and we add an alif in there, so it becomes qawman. So they became a pupil. Qawman means a pupil. They turned into a pupil, or they became pupil. What pupil? The word Quran is using the word buran. So actually root letters are ba, waw and ra. This means to get lost somewhere. Be, waw and ra. A person who is lost is burun. Someone who is lost. Qawman, and the word is burun, actually, the burun. Burun is coming as a sifat of this qawm. Sifat is adjective. And when a word comes as a sifat or adjective, it follows the noun word which is with the two fathas. So this has to follow it, and it has become two fathas with an alif there. Qawman buran, but ba and noon together bring the sound of meme. So the sound will be qawmam buran, but there's a ayat, you stop, you pronounce bura. Qawmam bura means a people who are lost, people who have forgotten what they were reminded, and as a result they became people who went astray, who became lost, and they had no hope after that. So this is the conversation that is taking place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking righteous people, He is not asking the wrongdoers. Wrongdoers are just standing there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these two ayats is asking the righteous people, and the righteous people are replying that we did not mislead these people. You gave them so much worldly things, they got lost, and that's how it happened to them. So this is a conversation in these two ayats. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that what is going to be the conversation in the hereafter, so we take a lesson in the worldly life, and we don't do these kind of things. If we read and understand the Quran, we will not be among those who will be standing there. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and guide us and keep on the right path. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. So inshallah.